and welcome back to War in the Pacific Admirals Edition. I'm Friedrich with the Allies, and it's April 15, 1943, so we're hopefully um, at a place in the war where the tide has shifted, and I've got Dutch subs which were very successful early in the war, and I'm grateful for that because our American subs were not as we're not as successful. But since it switched and American subs are doing better, the Dutch subs decided to quit. Of course, hey, we hit, right? Honestly, I'm okay with a dud because the percentage um, is, I think, 50-50. But what I don't like is missing. I feel like missing means our crew has a lot of accuracy issues. And I'm completely surprised that my Dutch sub missed with 2 torpedoes. Looks like we take a hit, but I don't know if it's direct or glancing below. But anyway, I'm not worried about it. Just this is not as good of a turn as we've recently had with success with our subs. At the same time, we have had high success with our subs in recent past, so I can't be too upset. Well, there's a good chance when we hit Chiang Mai, there's nothing going to be there. So that's unfortunate. It looks like we didn't time it correctly. It's really hard to know. Unless my opponent literally just messaged me, told me, hey, I just moved my aircraft to Chiang Mai. Without that information, I think it's just all guesswork. But now we're just hitting, you know, I mean, now when we hit, we're just destroying squads. So it should be just a matter of time. We might even get our um, our Australian battalions in there, and there'll be nothing left by then. I could probably paradrop too, for that matter. Um, I am starting the process of reconning up here, so I'll probably start considering a paradrop uh, somewhere in this area. If there's something that is unoccupied, we may do something like that. I mean, I guess I could show you the casualties here from his bombings. It just seems kind of pointless, mostly because it's just pretty much just the standard situation where we're doing the we're well, I mean, this is a bit different. His bombing of our ground troops over here is in China is just kind of status quo almost. Um, yeah, really poor hit rate, but what are you gonna do? Well, That was a little lackluster. Although both the 13th and the 5th Air Force, both of those air forces are stood down because I'm trying to shift bombers. I want to shift the bombers from Guadalcanal up into New Georgia, or no, Bougainville, and I want to shift the 5th Air Force, or a good, at least the heavy bombers, to Darwin. And okay, I've set up a lot of ground troops to go into Dili, so I think we're gonna make it happen. Got to get some um, landing craft and whatnot into the area, but we'll certainly make that happen. And if I don't see anything else that stands out, I'll see you on this for the 16th. Looks like we got some bombers here. That's great. Okay, it's April 16 now, 1943, and we have some interesting things going on here. I'm gonna be bombing Tavoy for the first time. We'll see how that plays out. He's got a lot of fighters there. I have no idea how that's gonna go. And it might stir up a hornet's nest in more ways than one and cause, mass retaliation. Who knows? We'll see. But also, this is the first time, I believe, that I'm sending a recon to fly over. Yeah, that's expected. To fly over truck. It's just one single aircraft, one single. I mean, it's going to be basically one single. Um, I don't know. I guess it's the equivalent of the B-24. Anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be an interesting day, I believe. Okay, so today we're going to bomb Mole Mine with the smaller bombers. Okay, let's see how our P-38s handle these Tojos. And our heavies are going to fly right into that too, by the way. So we may lose a lot of. I mean, I hate to, but my hope was that my B-24s and Liberator 2s. Actually, let's back up. I had the Liberator 2s set to night bombing. That's interesting. They didn't go. All right, come on, P-38s. I should probably upgrade these at some point, but we have a lot of P-38Es, and I hate to just have them sit there in some kind of pool unused. All right, well, I think we get the idea. We could probably, I mean, it looks fairly even. Well, okay, I guess we're getting the better of them. But let's just move on because it's really just, we've seen a lot of fighter versus fighter. There's not necessarily a major reason to watch this for a long, long time. Let's go. Okay, so, oh wow! We did a lot of damage to him. 42 to 25, and we had four left? Wow. That's got to be frustrating for him. Now, this is 1 to 6. I have no idea what'll come in the wash. He may get his vengeance on my bombers. We will find out. Let's look up here, Heavy Cloud. Hopefully our bombers go, and hopefully they do some good damage. Plus, one thing I like about this raid against Tavoy is it'll make him. you know, it'll show him that I can reach there now. So what's going to happen is that includes ships, whatever. So he may think twice before he stages from there. Even he's gonna have to shift his um, convoys and whatever else he's doing further south. Oh, yeah, I don't need that raid. Yeah, we're now in the destroy phase. I think it's possible all his assets are damaged now. And ooh, okay, so he has some patrol craft, I believe, or anyway, auxiliary aircraft here. So I'm hoping we can hit something. Um, I'm not seeing it here. Now, we did recon the place. Maybe he decided to pull out when he saw that we had looked at it. Ooh, that's not true. Okay. So he still had at least one aircraft there. Okay. I kind of wanted to see if we were hitting aircraft. We hit one. I'm going to just skip through, but we know that there's one. Okay, Babs. Um, wow. Nice. Really damaged that base. Okay, so he still has these Tojos. Let's these aircraft. I don't know if these were B-17s. For some reason, I'm not saying that's correct. If these were B-17s, I'd feel a bit safer. But we'll see. Let's advance this. 2 and 10. Let's see how we do. Oh, that's bad. Ouch. I lost 4. Oh boy. All right, one. Okay, so we're hitting some on the ground as well as in the air. Ooh, this says 1 damaged. I don't know how. If I had 4 less, could it? Can they break off? I didn't. I've never seen bombers break off once they're committed, but we either lost 4 bombers or they broke off. Well, I guess we'll find out when the turn is over. We got more of these guys. Our British Liberator 2s did not make it. They were supposed to hit in the night. All right. So we may have lost some here. We certainly are still beating up the base and beating up the aircraft. You know, it's possible we could sweep from here. I'm gonna have to look into that. Because I might want to bomb again tomorrow. He can't get those aircraft out. They won't rail out, the damaged ones. So I want to bomb that until all of his aircraft are destroyed. Um, I'm going to look at what can reach, even if it's like a stretch. Okay. Also, it's possible by chasing him from this base, well, he could go up to Chiang Mai, he could go to Bangkok. I mean, he has options, but I'm kind of just wanting to drive him off this area altogether. And now I can hit Bangkok possibly. We flew from Akia, but I don't know how far away. how exactly how far away that is going to be for us. You know, I'm complaining about accuracy here. He does have pretty good flak. It's possible that the flak is causing the misses, so guess I shouldn't be too upset about it. Whereas I don't think Kaifeng has the same level of flak there, so we can hit much more accurately. All right, we're snooping there at what I already forgot the name of that island. But that little island in the Southwest Pacific, well, right there by New Guinea. Um, I'm not in a rush to attack it. I just kind of wanted to make sure his troops were still there, because here's the thing. At this point, I could look at it like, well, I don't want his troops there so I can take the stuff, but on the other flip side, I want his troops there so I can basically, well, for one, it takes them out of other theaters. It keeps them it keeps him from moving them to other theaters that he would prefer, and it gives me some points when I um, defeat them. All right, Buka. I was hoping we'd get that one up. All right. Yeah. Let's start with the operational report. We just finished the 16th. Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna be relatively brief so I can get to the other things that I want to. We do have some crashes, the usual ops damages. P-38F. Now this is actually in the Southwest Pacific. I believe this as well, so not great. All right. Repair issue. That shouldn't be a problem. I don't even know what happened there. That should have been in a position to you know, it's at Brisbane. It should be repairable. But anyway, we'll look at that. But some upgrades. We saw Buka was expanded. The airfield and port to size 1. I can push some fighters forward. There's really no need. He's not doing anything in this theater down here. Uh, but if I can bring some probably single engine fighters, at least just to cap it, one of the things that I want to make sure is if anything comes this way, Kido or even some, whatever. He does have aircraft here. If he has long range bombers, basically, it doesn't hurt to have some fighters here to keep the enemy at bay, deterrence or whatever. Also, as I continue to upgrade this, get some bombers positioned here and so forth. Anyway, moving on, moving past that, that's why I'm pretty excited about that. Um, Beyond that, uh, so I flew over truck and look at this 9 of 9. He's got 128 fighters. He does have 0 bombers, but that can always change. Ponape has had fighters. It's possible he moved them all back to truck. That's my guess because now he has 0 and there's a lot here. But this is great to be able to see what he's got right here. And as soon as Kusai is level 4, I want to say. Maybe we'll have to wait till we're level 5. I think 4 would be okay. Wow, 128 fighters. We would have to do night raids for sure. That's a lot of fighters. If he has them all on cap, we're in trouble. But that's only 18. I don't know. We may need to be level 5 just to fly, just to make it there without you can't get in you can't use extended range when your airfield isn't um, expanded a bit large enough. And to fly heavies, the heavies I have anyway, I'm gonna need at least level 5 airfield. This'll get up to 6, which is great for me. But if I can get this to level 5, I can start night bombing truck. Sure, it'll be at extended range, but it's worth it. All right, and night bombing can still be have effect. Okay, the other thing, I didn't mention this before because I just found out at when I was reviewing April 15, not 16, when I was reviewing April 15, looking at the SIGINT, I noticed that the Kaga was on its way to Saipan. Now, coming from this way is my guess, but it could be coming from this way. I'm really thinking it's coming from the north, but it doesn't really matter. The point in me bringing it up is to say Keto Butai might be right here, or soon, if not already. Now, I did talk about doing some kind of strategy overview. I am working on the getting troops ready for operations. And what that looks like, I've got troops gearing up for Ponape and Weetalk, Quajaline, Maloelap. I believe those major bases. I think also some at Roy Namur and Jaluit, but I'm not sure. In any case, I do have I'm not too stressed about taking if I could take these main, these named bases, and then just assign some backup troops to take any of these, including the dots. Whatever's here is mop upable, but I do have significant troops enough. I can't say, but I think I have enough to get in here. We've already been bombing some of these bases. We can bomb the troops. We can shore bombard the troops and the bases. We can do some significant damage such that when we get in, it folds quickly. We did see that Ponape has like some serious guns. Shot up a destroyer, which actually just made it back to Pearl and is being repaired. But this is I think the near future. I'm gonna say I don't. Well, you can hold me to it, but in other words, you can bug me if you like, but I can't guarantee. I'm not putting guarantees, and I wouldn't put money on it. I think within a month I could pull off these invasions, but it may be up to 2 months. Um, but as far as leaping to the next level, it depends on a few things, like up to here. It depends on a few things. I may or may not bypass Wake. It's of very little value, just strategically and um, just all around. It's very little value. Um, but I and I don't know about truck. I may or may not take that. Okay. But bypassing truck, if I take truck, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I just move on to some of these other bases when ready. If I bypass truck, it's going to require some massive carrier presence, which will come about with the Essex The USS Essex comes out in about a month and will help me project my power even more. The downside is he still I mean, Midway has not happened in our game. He still has a massive carrier fleet. Plus, look at this. We have basically gotten some radio interception here and here. Look at these icons. I don't know how many aircraft, but let's say he has Bettys, Nells, he's got carriers, he's got Zeros based here, or other land based fighters, bombers. Same with Truck. He's got a lot of fighters, but not any bombers, so we could ignore that. But but my point is, it's to walk. It's one thing to have even like carrier versus carrier combat right here, where there's no interference by land-based aircraft. We can just hammer each other, carrier versus carrier, right? But when you're coming into somebody's island chain and they've got a full complement of carriers plus land-based, that's extremely dangerous. So, what does that mean? That means I need to have a forward land base to it doesn't I mean obviously it's not going to be these I'm talking about before I take these. So I need a forward land base to smash these air bases so that when I do bring my carriers up, I can get in here. Now, I don't remember the dates historically, but I believe all this was 44, mid 44. I think we can easily make the historical timeline. My hope is to pass, to get, get there early, but I can't do it the same way the Allies did it historically because we haven't had Pearl Harbor. I mean, Midway. If we had a Midway, he lost 4 carriers. Yeah, I'm comfortably sailing in here with 7, 8 carriers, right? But that didn't happen. Okay, so while I've got several troops like clearing this up, which by the way means I need land-based aircraft, which is another reason for this base. This base helps me reach and hit and threaten Truck, but it also gives me some air cover as I conquer the Marshalls. Okay, now, how do I get to the Marianas? I don't know. Maybe we have some kind of naval action that makes what I'm about to say moot. So that's fine. If something causes my strategy in general to change, great. Otherwise, here's what I'm thinking. And I've kind of alluded to this already, but let's talk about it again. I'm thinking securing these bases here with the Southwest Pacific and continuing. I'm done as far as the Southwest Pacific's job is concerned. It's just going this way, like basically northwest. So the Southwest is going northwest. That includes this way as well. And I've got like some Australians starting to prep for these places up here. I've got things already prepping for action. Um, but look at this. I don't know how to pronounce this. The air capacity is too light. I need something heavier. Ulithi, also bad. Now, Yap would be great, and I'm okay with Yap, but there again, I don't know how strong he is at Babel Daub. And by the way, I would love to take this. We'll see what troops he has here, because if I take this, I can also use that as a launching point on the southern Philippines, as well as the Marianas. And if I could take Yap, that reaches, see, it reaches, the heavies can fly way out to here. So I need to secure these 2 bases. But how do I secure these 2 bases? Well, because here again, I sail up like this. Kito Batai, he's got land-based aircraft. We're in trouble, right? So I'm thinking of swinging this way. So while I'm taking some, I don't plan to reconquer all the all of the Netherlands East Indies, but if I could take uh, what was I looking at the other day? I think it was, well, Manado is amazing. I mean, if I could take this, we can reach Balikpapan and Tarakan and again the southern Philippines. So this is a key base. Kendari, that's what I was looking at. Kendari is the first. So I'm thinking Dili, Kendari. Uh, I mean, Kapang I could ignore. We did hit it this turn, so I may hit it again. Just try to destroy what he's got. It's possible he withdrew whatever wasn't damaged. But Ambon is a good one. So if I could take Dili and Ambon, that would help me get into Kendari and Manado. And if I can get to Manado, right? And if I have, let's see, that's 12. T t I mean, any of these bases, I think even this one here, um, that's air capacity 3 base value. This is 5, so wrong. This is a great base, including port capacity. But I think this is one that I was keying on, but I'm not gonna like try to secure all these bases. It's just key bases to give me some reach. If I could put some heavies here, I mean I could put Surabaya out of action. So these are things I'm seriously um, considering, right? This is my goal. Man, he has zero I'm gonna have to fly over that, but it looks like zero damage. That's pretty crazy. He took that with no problem. And if I mean, I don't know. I guess I could even take how's that Banjarmasin, uh, and from there maybe. Um, But yeah, it's just I really want to focus on key in this area. It's going to be key bases just to reach and have security over certain areas. But then once I take Bubble Daub and Yap, I think I'm not necessarily saying I need to take all the bases, but certainly the key ones. Tinian would be amazing, Saipan, because of the air capacity mostly. The port isn't bad here at a 4, but the higher the number, the better, of course. But Guam would be a great base to have as well. You know, Pagan, because because when I'm ready to do something up here, I there again I need bases to put heavies, put land-based air to help us reach. Now, by the time I have this secure, will he have less carriers? For that matter, will we? Possibly. Um, Historically, they were talking and planning to just bypass Philippines. Of course, MacArthur got his way, and we went back there. But I don't know for sure what I'm gonna do. However, looking at the values here, hey, I mean, let's take it back. Get these points, right? Um, I think by the time I'm ready to take the Philippines back, I'll have significant ground presence too. We can just invade one of these bases and just drive up and smash them everywhere. Well, that may be over exaggerating our strength or under exaggerating his. I don't want to do that. But yeah, so I think that's my that so the shorter term goal: secure North New Guinea and get up into here, um, specifically Sarong, and then have like the Southwest Pacific have two prongs, and one coming up here and securing key bases and then and if I could do that, then I could do what I did in this theater here, the Southwest Pacific, and I can just bomb wherever he may have air bases to threaten me, put him out of commission, basically, and then shift my aircraft northeast. Well, probably keep probably have the Southwest Pacific heavies in this area, keeping his bases in this area suppressed, especially knock out the oil here. That's a good chunk of oil, Tarakan, that kind of thing. And also the base at Surabaya, knock that out. But then also over here, have the South Pacific bring their air base up to Sorong and push up this way, and the Central Pacific kind of focus on suppressing and keeping truck out of the war. And also, there's no way we're reaching these with long range bombers until we get B 29s. But as soon as we've secured bases like Babel and Yep, we could shift Central Pacific air bases over to here and work our way up here with both the South and Southwest Pacific, South and Central Pacific troops, secure the Marianas, and then I would probably divert South and Southwest Pacific if we are going to take the Philippines at that time. Probably shift them there. I'm not too worried about the bases. If I can look at the points here, 18, 24 for both of us. If I can put them out of commission, I'm fine with just leaving them alone, um, completely bypassing them. This isn't even worth a lot of points, and I don't plan to do a lot up through this area. However, if I could secure something like again Banjarmasin or something like that, wow, look at that. Sempit is a pretty strong. If I could secure this, it's jungle. Actually, this is swamp. That's even better anyway. Um, but Palembang is kind of a stretch, although our B-24 should be fine getting up there. So yeah, probably I'll try to secure this. We can put Palembang and Surabaya, Batavia out of the war, and also have reach over these bases here. So this is definitely on my radar. All right, we talked a lot about the Pacific, and I'm burning a bunch of time here. Let's just briefly talk about this theater. He is running away, which I don't know. He may have a supply issue, and maybe that's another reason why he hasn't quite attacked me here. Um, because he's probably just like trying to get out of Dodge to resupply, and then he'll probably maybe work his way back up into here, maybe even try to smash us here. But that's why I'm trying to build up a pretty sizable presence. We're digging in. I'm bringing even more troops. We've got a constant flow. Plus, as soon as he's out of this base, I may just start shifting troops to secure these two roads. And if I can secure these two roads, I think we're in good shape. I do need some reserves to be able to shift and back, however, we do have a Chinese corps that I'm gonna rail up and march down because I want to make sure that he's leaving and not gonna harass us. And then once that's secure, I'm gonna basically put guys in these two hexes, have over 2,000 assault value in each, to hold the line and keep him from coming up. I don't have enough to push him out. I'm at the point where I'm just playing defensive. The short-term goal is to stay alive in this southern Burma. The long-term goal is to I, I don't have one, because here's what I mean. So I'll discuss the air phase in a bit. But ground wise, I don't have a long term goal because I don't know what he's going to do. If he keeps this number of troops in the theater, I am going to need a lot more ground troops to do anything offensive because wherever we go, here, he's going to battleship bombard us as well. So we're going to have to hit him hard and fast. He's already moved. That's pretty interesting. He's already moved some aircraft out of Tavoy, or maybe we destroyed that much. We'll have to actually, we need to look at that too. I do plan to bomb this again. Look at that, 7 damage. However, we may need to give it more time. We may need to give the recon aircraft more time to really discern what's going on there. But I still plan to attack it. The question is, do I have anything in here that with range could reach here? That means range of 8. I none of these will, but what I can do is bring my F4s from Akyab, and we can do a sweep over to Voice. So between the F4s and the P38s, I think we can sweep that quite nicely. So yeah, I mean, maybe the long-term strategy could be we come around here and start pushing from the north, but that would require drawing reserves from this area, which is precarious. But I'll look at options. I really need him to spread out. This thing where he has um like 200,000 troops in this theater is pretty uh, precarious for me. But hey, we have equivalent. That's pretty good. Well, this is 15. This is only 10. But then we've got 33. I don't know. I just need more stuff. All right. And then China, I don't have a long-term goal except to stay alive. Get supply. Those two things. Other than that, other than that, and I am bringing some air forces. Okay, real quick, let me finish what I was going to say about air strategy here. Long-term air strategy is to keep building these bases, shift the aircraft down further and further south, and have some maybe even base from here, because that'll give us reach way down to Victoria Point, and even if we stretch, some of these other bases, that way we can really put them out of commission out here. And then, so that is a long term goal, air power wise. Naval wise, he's got us beat because of his bombers, I think. I'd like to take Port Blair, but I don't have a timeline for that. It's on my radar, honestly, but I don't have a timeline. And then after that, it'll just be, it's all tough. But anyway, let's look at this real quick and then we'll wrap it and then we'll be done. So, 8 total aircraft we lost. He lost 20, which, hey, I'll take that ratio. 17 Tojos, 2 on the ground, 5 ops. Dina, Nick, and Babs. All right. So yeah, we got the better of him in the air there. Now his pilot base, you know, he may be starting to run out of good land army pilots. We lost two. Wow, only 2 of these P-38Es. That's crazy. Basically 2 to 10. Um, P-39D, we lost 2 to ops. We lost a P-38F, F4. Anyway, you could see this. And then pilots, 5 total. With the loss of 8. I mean, it's not a great ratio. And then what? All right. Don't don't believe everything you see here. I don't understand this. We did this. I think this is the ship we hit with our battleships, but I don't trust this. I'm talking about at Kusai when we fought them there, but I don't know. Um, Whoops, I just don't anymore. I just don't trust any sinking report if I didn't see it sink in combat itself. But here it is, 112, 108. Let's take a look at where that is. It may be truck itself. Um, no. Oh, he was trying to get it home. Oh, that's because I was at Ponape. Sorry. So he got it all the way here, but he couldn't. And by the way, this may be the task force it was in, and then it sank. But I just don't trust this. If he got it back here and put it in dock, it's probably that CA you see here in the port, um, safely in port to repair. I don't know, but I don't trust that we sank it. Anyway, I have rambled on a bunch. I probably should have broken this out and talked about different phases in different videos. So I apologize for the length, but I'm going to let you go and we'll come back for April 17 and we'll see how the next few days go because each day is has potential for changing the path anyway. So let's see how it goes. Take care, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.